So normally this wouldn't be an issue, or not. It's not an issue. But sometimes people would have sympathy and stuff like that. But for the former personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein, um, you won't see me giving this woman any kind of sympathy. She just none. But Leslye Headcase, as we refer to her, or I refer to her as Leslye Headcase, abruptly departs Netflix's project Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo amid the Acolyte ratings fallout. Because the Acolyte, or Akashite, as people refer to it, it sucked. It sucked. It was bad. Leslye Headcase, Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant and the creator of Disney's The Acolyte, had suddenly exited her latest Netflix project, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. While she appears to insist the decision was hers, the timing is undeniably, as the kids would say, sus. Coming just days after The Acolyte's true viewership numbers were revealed, numbers that placed the series far below its hyped up status. Yeah, because, it's like, oh my god, this show has been watched by this many people. Are you saying that as a number as, like, a combined total, like, over the course of the episodes? Or, like, because you're not getting that many people per episode. This has led many to speculate whether Headcase has truly stepped away on her own accord, or if Netflix quietly removed her after seeing the disastrous performance of her Disney Plus series. Netflix's adaptation of Taylor Jenkins Reid's best-selling novel was supposed to be another high-profile project for Headcase, who previously helmed Russian Doll. However, in an unexpected announcement, she confirmed her departure, stating, "I am no longer working on that project. I remain a huge, huge fan of the book. It's a great book. You should read the book. And of the people working on it, it's one of those things where, it's going to be a huge success. Going to be huge. We're going to look back several years from now. Several years. It could be 10. It could be 20. We're going to look back and we're going to say that was a success. A huge success. While she presented this and the media took it, hook, line, and sinker, as a voluntary decision, her words left room for interpretation. I thought, damn it. It's not going to work out with me involved in it, but it's going to be wildly successful, she explained. Given the recent collapse of the Akashite, which was not only panned by fans, but failed to reach anywhere near its top streaming charts, many are questioning whether Netflix saw the writing on the wall and decided to pivot away from Leslye Headcase's involvement. The Akashite's catastrophic failure by the numbers. Despite an aggressive marketing campaign and significant media backing, the Akashite suffered a stunning decline in viewership over its run. According to Luminate's 2024 Film and TV report, the Akashite accumulated 2.7 billion minutes watched. At first glance, that may, because people just see it, they're like, oh, that's a big peepee number. But then when you have to, compare it to other things, love is blind. Let's go eat, huh? What a story, Mark. I want to see that man write Star Wars. Imagine The Acolyte written by Tommy Wiseau. That would be amazing. Amazing. Give us a Star Wars TV show, Star Wars movie, written by Tommy Wiseau, the same guy who gave us such a masterpiece as The Room. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. I want to see that. Tommy, make it happen. Make it happen. You need to get out there, get those brain juices pumping, and give us a Star Wars project written by you, with all your good friends in it, and give us pictures of like spoons, and a lot of talk, of things that don't make any sense, a lot of football throwing, in tuxedos, um, sex scenes where you're like sticking it against her stomach. The way it's shot, it's like clearly you're too high up, and it means your dick is like her stomach. I want that. I want that. Somebody get in touch with Tommy Wiseau and make this happen. Make it happen. What a story, Anakin. Oh God, that'd be perfect. Oh, I think I'm about to nut just how amazing that sounds. Actually, can we just get him to like step in for any of the other failed shows or whatever? Like Rings of Power, let Tommy Wiseau write it. Star Trek, let Tommy Wiseau write it. I would I would love to see it. Um, the lowest ranked show on that list is Love is Blind. Amassed 7.3 billion minutes viewed, nearly 3 times the total viewership of The Akashite. Even more embarrassing, Netflix dominated the rankings with 7 of the top 10 spots, while Amazon Prime and Paramount Plus took the remaining positions. Disney Plus was completely absent from the list, a brutal indicator of a dwindling relevance in the streaming wars. The infinite streaming wars. Uh, Infinity streaming Infinity Wars. Infinity streaming wars. However, the real disaster for the Akashite comes from its episode by episode decline. We got Master Squid Games right there. The show started its highest number upon release, but viewership consistently dropped, kind of like everything else. Whether it be Rings of Power, Star Trek, Doctor Who, you name it. It starts off strong because people are curious about it, and then it just... So it's just how it is now. Passing each episode, seeing a slight spike in episode 6 and 7 that never reached the heights of its premiere. By the time the show reached its finale, its numbers have plummeted to their lowest point of the entire series. A typical show, especially one attached to a major franchise like Star Wars, expects an increase in viewership for the final episode. Yeah, because people want to see how it ends. Are they setting up for the next season, or is there gonna, a cliffhanger? Is it gonna be a full given, plot device from earlier? Is it gonna be fulfilled then? Like, people want to know that stuff. But it's not getting a season 2, so what they set up, it's not going to pay off because they're not getting a season 2. But yeah, usually the first episode and the final episode are usually the largest in numbers, but everyone's like, I really don't care. I don't care. They could be flying to the next planet and have their ship blow up and all of them die a fiery death. I don't care. Master Squid Games could kill every single one of them. We don't care. We don't care. They could all be eaten by lesbian space witches. We don't care. It's a terrible show. The Acolyte saw its lowest engagement for its conclusion, a clear indication that audience had abandoned it before it even reached the finish line. The Akashite's failure spells trouble for Headcase. Even with Disney Plus's ecosystem, the Akashite struggled. It was handily beaten by Percy Jackson and the Olympians, a series that had only been partially counted by Illuminate's 2024 data, yet still outperformed Headcase's Star Wars entry. To make it worse, the show failed to recover from audience backlash over the lack of cohesion with Star Wars lore and its underwhelming storytelling. Yeah. We've got the Akashite up there. We've got Agatha all along, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, Star Wars, The Bad Batch. Isn't that kind of like a summary of all the Star Wars now? Is that can that be the title of like the last trilogy, The Bad Batch? Or, you know, the title of like all the Star Wars things in general that have come out in the last what, decade or so? Star Wars, The Bad Batch. We don't know what happened. We don't know what went wrong. It was just a bad batch. The factory is recalling it, and we promise that a better quality product will be issued in the future. With these numbers now public, Netflix has may have reconsidered its relationship with Leslye Headcase, realizing that her name does not carry the creative or commercial weight once assumed. Headcase's comments on leaving Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo suggest that she believes in the project but doesn't see herself as a fit. However, given that the Akashite was widely regarded as a failure and that Headcase's involvement in major projects had been largely enabled by Hollywood's internal networking, it's reasonable to wonder whether Netflix proactively removed her to avoid another potential misfire. This isn't the first time Netflix has faced backlash for its creative choices after seeing how the Akashite failed to resonate with audiences. The streaming giant may have decided to part ways with the production, part ways before production moved forward. If so, it would be a calculated decision to ensure that Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is already a built-in audience thanks to its book, the book's popularity, remains a success without the baggage of a showrunner whose last project was a cultural and commercial disappointment. So, Bunny, there's Bunny. Always glad to see Bunny. Seven, how many husbands does a woman need to have before men are warned to stay away? Depends. If I'm an employer and someone gets fired, I want to know why, and may decide it's not their fault. If I'm an employer and someone quits, I'll have a hard time trusting them to stay in the company. But she's left the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and now she can go try to ruin another franchise. Again, the former personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein. I have no sympathy whatsoever for her. At all. At all. Sorry. But yeah, if that was the case, that they're like, hey, yeah, we don't want a person like her associated with the project, who clearly can't really write because her last project failed. She obliterated it. You know, it's like what any company should. You see bad actors or people who are bringing the company down, and you say, hey, you know what? We should fire them. So, you don't keep someone on just because. If they're bringing down the team, or they're not contributing the way they should, or in her case, she's not that great of a writer. And you want your project to succeed, you should weed out the people who can't write, because all you're gonna get is the typical crap that you got with with Acolyte and other projects she's been on, which is just subpar, minimalistic type of dialogue, not that deep or really engaging, stuff like that. Story plots that don't go anywhere, especially with Star Wars. But again, no sympathy for her. Like I said, she can go ruin another. I guess she'll just go ruin another franchise, or at least try to ruin it. But considering how popular Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo are, I'm pretty sure most people would look at this and be like, "Yeah, it's for the best. We're glad she's not there anymore." But anyway, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.